Well, welcome to another episode of Whitebeard's Kitchen. Yes, I'm back. So what I'm going to be doing this evening is a flaming hot shrimp po' boy. Let's get cooking. So I have roughly 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in the pot here, which is just warmed up nicely. I'm going to put in about half a teaspoon of, these are brown mustard seeds. Any mustard seed will do the job lovely. I'm going to put in the other hard spices just that I'm using. So a Star Anise and also a piece of cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of fennel seed. Once I hear the mustard seeds beginning to crackle a little bit along with the fennel seed, then I can add in the next ingredients. I can hear just roughly those seeds are just giving a bit of a stir around. Make sure that they pop nicely. So in would go, this is roughly about, I have a medium sized onion in here, and I have it as diced as finely as I could possibly do it. So there we are, and there's the mustard seeds popping, just timed that lovely. So I'm going to not brown these off the onions, I'm just going to have them translucent. So I'll be back very shortly. Okay folks, so here we are, just while the onions are cooking there. This is the spice mix for this, and remember I'm doing this for myself, and there is only roughly about 350 grams of prawns. I know, greedy pig. But what I have in here is half a teaspoon of garam masala, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, teaspoon of cumin powder, 2 tablespoons of tandoori masala powder, 4 heaped teaspoons of extra hot chili powder, and I have 2 heaped teaspoons of regular chili powder. So that's the spice mix that's be going into this. I've got the onions the way I want them. They're just slightly translucent. So what I'm going to put in here, I just have baby plum tomatoes. They're the only thing I have, and because it's only for me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 baby plum tomatoes going in. I also then have going in 1 tablespoon of garlic. I should say 2 tablespoons of garlic and ginger paste going in. So that's that. And give it a little bit of a stir. I'm going to turn this down to medium low, because I see my little wifey wants to have a word with me. I'm going to add...
I'm just coming in here making sure you're doing a good job.
As usual. Okay, because you made a great policy last week, now she's going to take over my show. I wish you would start and fucking do this, because it's about 10 o'clock at night. We're meeting at 12. At this rate of going. There she is. She's a way to get me some alcohol. Yes, God help her. I mean, she did fill in for me, and I thought, done a great job last week. Those policies are marvellous. Yeah, I mean, I was so glad she couldn't eat one of hers, so I had 3. But anyway, right, so that is that. I'm going to just add a taste of boiling water. And I'll put the lid on, because obviously you want the tomatoes just to break down a tiny wee bit. There we are. So I'm going to say, I'm not going to give you the measurements of the water. I'm going to say probably there's about 150 mils in. I'm going to put the lid on and just let the tomatoes break down a wee bit. So as I say, I have it on a medium to medium low. Okay folks, so here we are. What I'm going to add in, these are finger chilies, green finger chilies, and these little babies here are really spicy, so I'm just putting them in. Let them cook down a wee bit as well. Put another splash of water in, give this a bit of a stir. Okay, and I'm going to put the lid on. I'll turn this now to a medium heat, because I want to get my tomatoes down and one is getting hungry. So, next, in with the spices. So I'll turn this down now to kind of a medium low, just so I can bloom the spices, so to speak. Make sure any dampness, give it a good mix around. And what we'll do again is just add another wee taste of water. There. And that already looks quite fiery, I think. So next to go in, and what I've done here is I have just added about 3 tablespoons, I should say, of just natural full fat Greek yogurt, and I had added in then about 15 cashew nuts, and I just blitzed it. So I'm just going to add that in, and that will add a wee bit of creaminess. I'm not going to be adding cream to this at all, but this will add a bit of creaminess from the cashew nut and the yogurt mix. Can't get all of it out, but as the old usual, I'll give it a good shake of water because I'll need more water in this. I haven't added any salt into this at all, so I'll add just some salt now because I have my prawns marinating in just about half teaspoon of salt, quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder, and half a teaspoon of Kashmiri Chilli powder. So when those go in, they've been just kind of sitting marinating for that, and it's kind of on overnight. So there we are. I want to say probably about half a teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt just going in. That looks absolutely wonderful already. And now what I'm going to do is add in roughly about, I'm going to say almost a tablespoon of Kashmiri methi leaves, or fenugreek leaves. There we are. Add that in. I'm going to add some more water in, so I'm just mixing, as I say, the remnants that are left in the cashew and yogurt mix. May as well try and get as much as possible. Waste not, want not. There we are. So I'm going to say that's probably about 250 mils then of water on top of that I've already added. And now what I'm going to do is keep this kind of at a medium and turn up the medium high, and just let that reduce. Put the lid on. So back again. So what I'm going to do is squeeze in here juice of half a lemon. And that. So there we go. Just give that a bit of a mix about, or mix around. Lid back on again. Okay guys, so just had a wee look at this, and my god, it's like a volcano. But anyway, so in with, I'm going to put 2 heaped tablespoons of Greek yogurt. Obviously the yogurt, I'll turn it on to a very low heat. In actual fact, I just push it across, take it off the heat, just to stir this in well. What I don't want is, when you keep the heat on too high when you add the yogurt in, is little flecks of yogurt, and I don't want that. So give it a really good mix. Bring it back on again. Okay. Kind of medium to low now, because really this is cooked. I am just getting things kind of ready for myself to munch. So now in with the prawns. So I have this at a medium. I'm now going to turn it down to medium low, just give those prawns a good stir. Obviously they're not pre-cooked, these prawns, so I'm going to say maybe 6 to 8 minutes on a medium low, and hopefully that will be dinner ready. Will I do a taste test now and let you know what this is like? Yeah, the other thing I'm going to add in, and because this is very, very spicy, I'd like a bit more citrus. So what I'm going to do is add a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice. There we are. Just to give it that little bit of a zing. I will leave the taste test to the last. Okay, lid back on. Okay, so 3 dessert spoons of good old plain mayonnaise, and what I'm going to do is, this is coconut sriracha sauce, so I'm going to put that into it, give it a mix round, and there we go. there we have it. We have just that sriracha coconut mayonnaise. So, just for the final ingredient, and I'm only going to put about, well, this is roughly a level teaspoon, and it is a level teaspoon, as level as I can get it, of good old Mr. Niga pickle. So there we are. And may the force be with you and me with this. So let that cook through for just a few minutes. Give that a good stir. Have it sitting on now down to a low. There we are. Wow, I'm going to be brave eating this. Here we are, ready to get the little baguette prepared. Hopefully you can see this. So, a good layer of that mayonnaise, because hell am I going to need it. And there's a bit of kick off that, believe it or not, as well, because I mean, remember, it is sriracha, but it's not overly hot, but it has that nice hint of coconut. So, there we are, just spread that on nicely. So that's my prawns turned off, just some shredded lettuce. My presentation skills, as you know folks, is pretty poor. Better my little wifey does all that, which she doesn't, she leaves me to it. Take the cucumber on, I don't really care what way it's pointing, it'll be in my stomach very shortly. Just for another bit of crunch, a few bits of celery. And then for some, finally, I was going to put this in the curry but decided not to. Pieces of red pepper sliced. Now just to plate this up as best as possible and make it as neat as possible, and as you can see I'm not doing a terribly good job, as per usual. So anyhow, many prawns can you get onto baguette? And then what I want to do is just a little, some spoon of the sauce without any more, or gravy, or masala, curry. There we are. Does not look scrummy. I mean, really. Yeah, how I'm going to get my face around this, I do not know. But anyway, we will try. Well folks, here we are. This is the taste test. How the hell I'm going to manage to do this with one hand, I do not know. But anyway. I'm just ending up a mess. Well, yeah, it's flaming hot. Give it a good name. So, thank God for this mayonnaise. That sriracha mayonnaise calmed it down a little bit. I'm going to go. It's probably yellow beard, God knows. See you soon. Hope you like the recipe. If you want to calm down the spices, by all means, but it was supposed to be flaming hot. And it bloody is. Look after yourselves, take care of your family, friends. I'll see you soon. Rock on. Nope. Bye for now.